What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and today's video is pretty special. So I finally got Post Malone's autograph. Let's get it out of the way early. Check that thing out right there. He signed this guitar, and you're probably wondering what this is. If you haven't already checked it out, I posted on Instagram a week ago. Make sure you guys check that out on my Instagram if you haven't already. But I got Post Malone's autograph, and I got him to sign this concert-used guitar, and the story on this guitar is what makes it so cool. So let's get into that. This guitar was originally from his show in Boston in September of 2022, and I got really lucky, and I was browsing eBay one day, and it popped up on eBay. It was a super high ask. I think he had it listed for like $10,000, but I was able to do a little back and forth with the original owner who got it handed to him directly from Post Malone, and we were able to work out a deal for just above $3,600, which at the time, it was not just that one piece of the guitar. There was the bass part of the guitar too, and he actually had already signed that part. I'll pop the video in right here.
Well, tell him congratulations.
Yo, I'm gonna make the sickest reels on Instagram. I'm gonna hit you up. Look for me.
You got it. Woo! Yeah.
I'm coming tomorrow too. It's crazy. Hell yeah, now I am.
Where's my shirt? Oh, it's in his shirt.
So as you can see, Post handed the guitar to him, and he signed that bottom part, and when I bought it, it was not really in my budget to buy it at the time, but I had a plan in mind. I knew that this guitar could be split into two, and there was going to be a lot of buyers for it. So what I did from there was I took the guitar, I took the bottom half, and I sent it off to an auction house. It actually went to Gotta Have Rock and Roll, which is a smaller auction house that focuses on kind of music and pop culture stuff. So reached out to them, and they actually, instead of just auctioning it, they actually wanted to buy it straight up. So we worked out a deal, and I was able to sell it to them for just about, I want to say $2,500. Don't quote me on that, but I want to say I sold it to them for $2,500. So that pretty much got my cost basis of this guitar to just about $1,000, which for me, that seemed like a very fair price for the top half of a guitar of one of the biggest artists of all time and one of my favorite artists of all time. Knowing that I did not have the money to buy this at the time, and I really needed to find a way to kind of finance it, what I did was I got creative. I have a buddy who creates custom cards and can do some graphic design stuff with that, so we worked together on it and we made custom cards. I actually have one right here that I can share. So we started working on the design for the cards, and I was really happy with how they turned out. So the back first, actually. So starting off, we got the back there. We added a little signature on the back, and they were numbered out of 50. So the back says, on September 23rd, 2022, Post Malone played a sold-out show at the TD Garden in Boston as part of his 12 Carat Toothache Tour. And here's the front. This is what I think is so cool. We were able to get a picture of him from that show on the front of the card. It's got a piece of the guitar relic right there. We were able to cut some of the guitar up and make custom relics out of it. And then there's some words on the background. So right here, we kind of overlaid some words right here. And this is actually his apology to the Boston crowd because he had to cancel the show the first time around. And then that second time around, he was able to play the show, and that was when he broke it. But it's pretty cool that we had the apology that he posted on Instagram saying like, sorry, I can't make the show. I was super sick. So that was really cool. And one of my favorite items I've ever personally made right here. So that's a really cool card. And we were able to do that. So I was able to sell about 45 of them. I kept 5, I want to say, and then I sold the other 50, but was able to net just around $800 for all those. So you can do the math. I don't remember what I sold them for exactly, but was able to sell all those, and I'm into that guitar for pretty much nothing. And if you ask me, that's one of my greatest investments of all time. And it's not something that I'm going to sell, but I view that as one of my greatest investments of all time. And that guitar is so cool to me. But let's fast forward to just a little bit. Post Malone was making his way to Minneapolis, and I was pumped. But now I had to figure out, how am I going to meet this guy? I'd tried for him 4 times in the past 6 years and had failed every single time. So we really needed to find a way to do it this time. I was not taking no for an answer. I had to get in front of Post Malone and get that shot to at least ask him to sign the guitar. So I started thinking. There was a couple options. The first, I could have bought front row tickets, spent probably $1,200 to $1,400, and after his show, he spends about 30 to 45 minutes every show signing autographs and signing for his fans. So that was an option. But I didn't really want to put that much money into it and have to carry a guitar into a show. They probably wouldn't even let me bring in because it could be used as a weapon. So I don't know what I was going to do. I started thinking, and I got lucky, and I figured out that he was taking a tour bus from city to city. He was asking around, asking some grapher friends if he was flying, if he was taking a tour bus, and we figured out he was taking a tour bus. So I was able to figure out what time he left the previous show, and I got really lucky and just took a guess on what hotel he was going to be at, stood out there for a little bit, and little do you know, just about a half hour later, his bus pulled up to the side. I got super lucky. Complete luck, dumb luck. I don't want to say this was skill at all. This was just complete luck, and I was very unlucky the last 4 times I tried for him, so this 5th time was very, very special to me. I'm very happy to be able to get that done. But he pulled up, and he sat on that bus for about an hour. I think he was sleeping, and I saw a little girl come off the bus and his mom come off the bus. I figured that's probably his daughter, and I had recognized his mom from some posts on Instagram that he'd posted in the past. So I saw that and I was like, okay, this might be happening now. And there was still nothing for about 20 minutes. My heart was just beating out of my chest. I was so nervous. His security guard was standing right outside the bus, and I was hoping for the best. And about 10 minutes later, the door came out. He had a cigarette in his mouth, and in the most Post Malone fashion, he walked right up to us, asked us how we were all doing, and he started signing away. Check this clip out right here.
Thank you so much, Mo.
Hey man, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Big Cowboy fan here. Been waiting to see you forever, buddy.
Fuck yeah, bud. Appreciate
Fuck yeah.
Post, I got a guitar you broke. After you're done signing, can I get you to sign that one?
I'm just doing 2. So
Can I get you?
can
Yeah,
sign a guitar
awesome. Get you to sign here. You write like I broke this shit or something.
Okay.
You broke this in Boston on the 12 Carat tour.
Oh yeah.
Awesome, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Post.
So the first thing I got signed was a Hollywood's Bleeding vinyl, and I had had that one for a while. I really wanted that one signed for my collection. That's one of my favorite albums from him, and it turned out great. Paint Pen kind of failed just a little bit, but I'm not going to complain on that one. In the moment I'd been waiting over 3 years for finally had happened. I gave him this guitar, told him that it was from a show in Boston in 2022. He thought it was really cool, and he signed it. And when I was thinking of inscriptions, I had a bunch of different inscriptions in my head, but at the time, the only thing that could really come out of my mouth was, can you write, I broke this shit on it? And Post, like he always does, he obliged, and he signed the guitar. As you can see right here, he signed it, and he wrote, I broke this shit right here on the frets, and then he signed right here on this little plastic piece that was kind of shattered off, but turned out really cool. Wish it would have been a little bit of a bigger space to sign, but I'm very happy with this. This is by far the coolest piece of memorabilia that I've ever gotten, and it's going to be in my collection for a long time. I don't know what it would take to sell this. Definitely I would move it if I needed to, but it's going to be tough to get this off me just because of the story from it, the cards we built from it, and just so much other stuff that goes into it, and being able to finally meet one of the greatest artists of this generation.